What's up, Reefers, and welcome back to another video here at Aqua SD. My name is Jack, and today we are going to be showing you our top 10 favorite corals that came in recently. In addition, we'll be giving you some tips on how to keep them happy and healthy. All of these corals are available for purchase on our website, so if you see something you want, head over to aquasd.com and grab it before someone else beats you to it. Now let's get into the video. Number 10 on our list, and the first coral we're going to talk about today, is the stripper lips mushroom coral. Mushrooms are not technically corals, but actually part of the anemone family. These mushrooms have a really unique look to them and got their name because of the presence of the red bumps that have a resemblance to a lip condition that we won't mention in this video, but you know what I mean. In addition to the red speckles, the base of these mushrooms have a really bright hot pink and baby blue coloration that really pops under blue light. Here are some tips to consider when keeping mushroom corals. For placement, you should keep mushrooms in the bottom third of the tank where they won't get blasted by light or flow. For lighting, we recommend low lighting or a shaded area around 50 to 75 par, as mushrooms usually don't like a lot of intense light. For flow, mushrooms need low flow to prevent them from becoming agitated and disconnecting from the substrate they're on. For feeding, mushrooms don't need to be fed but can benefit from some target feeding of particulate foods. Coming in at number 9 on our list is the super ultra rose bubble tip anemone. Anemones make for an awesome addition to a reef tank because they come in many different color combinations and have great movement when getting the right flow. The name bubble tip anemone comes from the bulbous tips you can see here, but depending on the conditions, they won't always maintain the bubble tips. This specific anemone is super bright and has really cool combinations of colors. The base near the mouth is an iridescent green that fades into the burnt orange color of the tentacles. Plus, there is some nice white speckling that adds a little extra flavor. When keeping bubble tip anemones, we recommend the following. For placement, bubble tips need to be placed on rockwork so that they can put their foot down, but don't be surprised if it moves around until it finds a place it likes. For lighting, we recommend moderate to high lighting, around 200 to 350 par for the best growth and to get them to fully expand. For flow, low to moderate flow is best. You want an indirect and pulsing flow that gets the tentacle swaying around, but not so much that the anemone gets annoyed and decides to go for a walk. For feeding, anemones don't need to be fed, but can benefit from target feeding with meaty foods. Next on our list at number 8 is another type of mushroom. This is the Moonfire bounce mushroom, and it is a nice one. This mushroom is a type of rhodactis and is referred to as a bounce mushroom because of the bubbles that can be found all over its skirt. Bounce mushrooms are highly coveted because they are rather uncommon when compared to other mushrooms within the hobby. This one is special because it has a unique combination of colors that can really add to any serious bounce collector's mushroom garden. The base of this mushroom is a mint green color, and then it has a variety of different shades of orange and red, with the most obvious being those bright orange bubbles. Here are some tips to consider when keeping mushroom corals. For placement, you should keep mushrooms in the bottom third of the tank where they won't get blasted by light or flow. For lighting, we recommend low lighting or a shaded area around 50 to 75 par, as mushrooms usually don't like a lot of intense light. For flow, mushrooms need low flow to prevent them from becoming agitated and disconnecting from the substrate they're on. For feeding, mushrooms don't need to be fed, but can benefit from some target feeding of particulate foods. Coming in at number 7 on our list is the Aussie Ultra Lobophilia. Lobos are a classic within the hobby and have been around for quite some time now. They are relatively easy to keep and make for a great addition to any LPS lover's tank. This one in particular has an insane combination of colors. The large polyps have really nice blues and greens in the oral disc, and then you have those standout reds and yellows on the outer edges, which are complemented by some green speckling that really give it that rainbow look. When keeping Lobophilia, we recommend the following. For placement, keep them in the bottom and middle thirds of the tank where they won't get too much light and have some space to avoid stinging or being stung by other corals. For lighting, we recommend low to moderate lighting around 100 to 200 par. Too much light can cause them to bleach. For flow, low to moderate flow is best. Too much flow can damage the coral, while too little flow can cause detritus buildup. For feeding, target feeding with meaty or pelletized foods is the best for growth and to get the most out of the colors. The 6th coral that we will be highlighting today is the Super Candy Crush mushroom. This is a type of Discosoma mushroom and would fall into the trade name of a jawbreaker mushroom. They call it a jawbreaker because they are so bright that when you see them in a tank, your jaw drops to the floor. This one in specific will definitely live up to the jawbreaker name and is an absolute gem of a piece. It has a tie-dye pattern of the brightest orange in the hobby, and then a few different shades of green to top it all off. As mentioned before, when keeping mushrooms, we recommend the following. For placement, you should keep mushrooms in the bottom third of the tank where they won't get blasted by light or flow. For lighting, we recommend low lighting or a shaded area around 50 to 75 par, as mushrooms usually don't like a lot of intense light. For flow, mushrooms need low flow to prevent them from becoming agitated and disconnecting from the substrate they're on. For feeding, mushrooms don't need to be fed, but can benefit from some target feeding of particulate foods. The fifth coral that we will be showing you today is the Master Croc Island scoli. Croc Island scolis are super interesting corals that make for a great addition to any tank. The reason they are called Croc Island scolis is because they are actually collected from Crocodile Island in eastern Australia, which is home to massive saltwater crocodiles. This specific scoli is a stunner for sure. It has a combination of bright greens, reds, oranges, and even a little bit of blue, all packed into a single large polyp. When keeping scolis, we recommend the following. For placement, keep them at the bottom third of the tank where they won't get too much light or flow. For lighting, we recommend low to moderate lighting around 100 to 150 par for the best growth. For flow, low to moderate flow is best. Too much flow can make it difficult for them to catch food. For feeding, target feeding with meaty or pelletized foods is best for growth and to get that nice feeding response. Next on our list at number 4 is this Aussie Ultra Orange Hammer Colony. If you are looking for a large showpiece with tons of color and to add some extra flow to your tank, look no further. This is a branching variety of hammer and will continuously split into new heads as it grows out. This hammer is super unique with a bright green mouth and those orange tentacles that have even brighter orange tips. You just don't see hammers like this very often. When it comes to keeping hammers, we recommend the following. For placement, hammers can be kept in most parts of the tank, but should only be kept near other hammers or frog spawn to avoid coral warfare. For lighting, we recommend moderate lighting around 100 to 150 par for the best growth. Too much light can cause bleaching or make them close up. For flow, moderate flow is great to keep them dancing. Too much flow will make them close up, and too little flow can cause detritus buildup. For feeding, hammers do not need to be fed, but definitely benefit from target feeding of particulate foods like reeferoids. Coming in at number 3 on our list is this super acanthophyllia. Acanthos have become really popular in recent years because they are awesome sandbed corals and make for a perfect centerpiece. This is because they are large and in charge when it comes to color and size, plus they have a really cool feeding response that makes them a lot of fun to feed. This one is an extremely bright red color that just screams, "Look at me," to anyone walking by. In addition, the mouth has a really nice blue color that contrasts with the red to give it a little extra attitude. When keeping acanthophyllia, we recommend the following. For placement, these will do best on the sandbed where they can spread out and thrive. For lighting, we recommend low to moderate lighting around 50 to 120 par for the best growth. For flow, low to moderate flow is best. Too much flow can cause the skeleton to poke through the flesh and prevent the coral from opening up fully. For feeding, target feeding with meaty or pelletized foods is essential for growth and keeping acanthos healthy. Coming in hot at number 2 on our list is this one-of-one Master Scoli. Scolis have always been a highly desirable coral for collectors because they have some of the best color combinations and also have an awesome feeding response. This scoli is everything you ever dreamed of with those master grade colors. It's got bright burnt orange in the center surrounded by a yellow ring with hints of green, red, and orange. Then outside of that is another ring consisting of a variety of red hues, and then finally a third ring outside of that with a bright green color to bring it all home. As mentioned before, when keeping scolis, we recommend the following. For placement, keep them at the bottom third of the tank where they won't get too much light or flow. For lighting, we recommend low to moderate lighting around 100 to 150 par for the best growth. For flow, low to moderate flow is best. Too much flow can make it difficult for them to catch food. For feeding, target feeding with meaty or pelletized foods is best for growth and to get that nice feeding response. And finally, coming in at number 1 on our list is this Collector's Rainbow Chalice colony. This thing is not only a large and fully grown out colony already, but is what dreams are made of when it comes to rainbow coloration. As you can see, it has reds and blues as the base colors and then bright green and yellow eyes. But what really makes it pop is how the new growth comes in with bright oranges and greens around the edges. When it comes to eye-catching corals, good luck finding many other corals that pop in the way this one does. Here are some tips for keeping chalice corals. For placement, keep chalices in the bottom third of the tank where they won't get blasted by light or flow. For lighting, we recommend low to moderate lighting around 80 to 120 par for the best growth. For flow, we recommend moderate flow to prevent detritus buildup and to keep the coral clean. For feeding, some target feeding with particulate foods will help chalices grow a little bit faster. All right, that covers everything for this episode, and we hope you enjoyed getting to see some of our favorite corals here at Aqua SD. If you like this video and want to see more videos like this, give this video a like and hit that subscribe button. We want to know which coral you like the most, so leave a comment below telling us your favorite coral from this video. Also, if you missed the last video, check out the link on the screen and give it a watch. Until next time, happy reefing and see you soon.